Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Colonel's Corner. Joining me today is Wilkes University football head coach Jon Drach to talk about their Week 3 matchup against Brockport and preview their Week 4 clash against St. John Fisher University. Coach, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Now, another tough loss against Brockport, 31-7, the final score. But what were some positives that you were able to take away from the offense's performance in that game?
On the offensive side of the ball, we played a lot of young players, so we've continued to shuffle the offensive line up front due to some injuries and that kind of thing. I thought those guys did a decent job of covering people up. We scored our first touchdown against that defense. I think they were a very, very, very good defense, and they had not allowed a touchdown in a game, and I think we were able to move the ball. We need to make a couple more big plays in critical situations to kind of prolong some drives on third down, and then not make so many mistakes in some of the protection things and limit the quarterback hits a little bit more.
Now over to the defense. Talk about their performance and some of the positives you saw from them as well.
I thought they played really well. You know what I mean? Outside of one or two big plays, I thought that they really managed the game well. We put them in some bad situations, and they put their back against the wall in our own red zone, and they came up with stops, and they turned them over a little bit, and then they kept them down on the short end of the field when we had field position there, and that created field position for our offense. So I thought they did a really good job. They tackled continually well, and they were physical throughout the course of the game. Just got to eliminate a couple of those little mistakes here and there to eliminate some of those big plays.
I also want to talk about J.J. Jordan very quickly. Had a 61-yard return in that game, 290 yards so far, only through 3 games. Talk about how dynamic he's been for the return game for the Colonels.
He's been great on kickoff return. You know what I mean? He's made some holes that aren't there, and then he's done a great job with his speed of getting the edge and making those extra 10 to 15 yards. He definitely changed the field 2 or 3 times in that football game, giving us great field position for us to be able to go down and score. That's such a big advantage for our offense when you get the ball on the opposing side of the field. Usually that is going to lead to points more often than not.
290 yards return leads the landmark conference for J.J. Jordan. Now looking to this week's matchup against St. John Fisher, talk to us a little bit about what you've seen on film from them.
Very good football team, veteran offensive line. They play with a lot of 3 and 4 even tight end sets at times. They're very physical, do a great job in their power game, their counter game, and some of their zone concepts. They're going to take some shots down the field. They have some guys that can really stretch the field on the offensive side of the ball. Veteran kicker that does a great job of putting the ball where he needs to. He does all their punting, kicking, and kickoff, so a very good football player there. And then on the defensive side of the ball, a lot of fifth-year kids. You know, so they have about 6 fifth-year guys that are multiple-year starters for them that do a good job of keeping the football in front of them. They are a traditional stack-type defense. They're going to bring a lot of different guys in gaps. They do a good job of keeping things in front of them and then creating pressure on the quarterback. We're going to have to be able to play fast and play efficient football on the offensive side of the ball.
And for the Colonels, what has practice been like? How's the team been preparing? What's the game plan?
We're on to the next week. You know what I mean? For us, it's always that next week, one day, one opportunity to improve. So we continue to focus on the now and continue to improve. We need to continue to be a better football team in order to get some of those wins in the win column. We're just looking forward this weekend.
The Colonels play St. John Fisher University on the road. Kickoff set for 4 p.m. Coach, thank you so much for the time and best of luck.
Thank you.